Imagine a place, a room, a hallway that seems utterly familiar, yet undeniably wrong. A space that feels like a memory, but one you never actually lived. What if I told you there are entire categories of these places, existing not in dreams, but in the cold, hard logic of our physical world, defying explanation and unsettling the very fabric of our understanding? They're called liminal spaces, and you've almost certainly encountered one without even knowing it. That desolate airport terminal at 3 a.m., the empty shopping mall corridor after closing, an abandoned school gymnasium, dusty and silent. These aren't just empty rooms, they're spatial anomalies, places of transition, stripped of their intended purpose, imbued with an oppressive sense of waiting, an eerie stillness that whispers of absence. But how can a simple space evoke such a profound, almost existential dread? What is it about these in-between places that triggers a primal sense of unease within us, a feeling that something is deeply, profoundly off? To understand the unsettling power of liminal spaces, we need to first grasp their fundamental nature. Liminal comes from the Latin word limen, meaning a threshold. These are places caught between what was and what will be, spaces designed for transit, not for lingering. Think of a hotel hallway. Its purpose is to get you from the elevator to your room, not to be a destination in itself. When these spaces are devoid of human activity, their intended function ceases, and something profoundly strange happens. The background moves to the foreground. The mundane becomes monstrous. We're left with the raw, unfiltered architecture, echoing with ghosts of purpose, waiting for an occupancy that never comes. Our brains, hardwired to seek patterns and meaning, struggle to reconcile the familiarity of these settings with their unsettling emptiness. It's like a song without a melody, a story without a character. The structure is there, but the soul is gone. And in that void, our imaginations begin to fill the gaps, often with something far more unsettling than reality. Now, this isn't just about empty rooms. The concept branches into something far more intricate and, frankly, disturbing. Some liminal spaces appear to defy logic entirely, like a corridor leading to a wall, or a door opening into another identical door. These are the glitched liminal spaces, often found in digital art and abandoned architecture, but their uncanny resonance stems from a deeper psychological hook. They weaponize the familiar, twisting it into something anachronistic and alien. Imagine a swimming pool, but it's indoors, fluorescently lit, and stretches on for hundreds of feet with no discernible end, its pristine blue water reflecting the harsh lights above. Or an office building constructed in the 1980s, but every single door leads to another empty office, identical to the last, stretching into an infinite sterile labyrinth. These aren't just empty, they're wrong. They challenge our inherent understanding of spatial coherency and the rules of physics. Why would a space be designed this way? Who built it? And for what purpose? The questions hang heavy in the air, creating a suffocating sense of irrationality. But the true enigma of liminal spaces transcends simple emptiness or architectural oddities. There seems to be an entire category of these places that shouldn't exist at all. I'm talking about the places that feel like a fever dream, existing on the fringes of reality. Think of the backrooms phenomenon, the concept of clipping out of reality and into an infinite maze of moist yellow wallpaper and buzzing fluorescent lights. While originating as a creepypasta, its virality speaks to a deeper resonance. We've all had that fleeting moment where a familiar place suddenly shifts, just for a second, into something unrecognizable. that flicker of a forgotten dream, that odd sense of déjà vu that tastes exactly like a metallic taste on your tongue. Developers, when creating game worlds, sometimes accidentally generate these non-spaces, areas that are graphically rendered but have no collision detection, no purpose, just raw, untextured geometry where the game engine thinks there should be something. And sometimes, in our own reality, it feels like we stumble into these same glitches, these architectural oversights, these forgotten corners of the urban landscape that the universe itself seems to have misplaced. Consider the abandoned missile silos, their colossal concrete doors rusting shut deep underground, or the silent skeletal remains of giant defunct industrial complex, its purpose long forgotten, its echoing chambers vast and cold. These aren't just abandoned buildings, they are monuments to defunct ambitions, liminal spaces on a grand scale. The intentional design of such places, the sheer scale of forgotten human endeavor, injects a new layer of dread. What if these spaces are not merely forgotten, but avoided? What if their purpose was so unsettling, so antithetical to our normalized existence, that society collectively decided to relegate them to the shadows, allowing them to transform into these ghostly, transitional zones? The theories range from the mundane, economic shifts, natural disaster, to the truly terrifying, suggesting that some places are abandoned because something profound and disturbing unfolded within their walls, leaving an indelible imprint. They become a kind of open wound in the fabric of reality, a place where time slows and the echoes of past events are almost palpable. And as we navigate this bizarre landscape of forgotten history, the lingering question remains: are we simply exploring the past, or are we, in some subtle way, being drawn into a reality slightly apart from our own? To this day, the true nature of why these liminal spaces affect us so profoundly remains a subject of ongoing fascination. Is it our innate fear of the unknown, reflected in empty halls, or a deeper existential unease at the transience of human endeavor? Perhaps it's simply the unsettling realization that reality, like a grand stage, can be stripped of its actors and props, revealing a stark, lonely framework beneath. We may never fully understand the psychological alchemy that transforms a mere hallway into an arena of dread, but one thing is certain: these spaces exist. They are out there, waiting in the quiet corners of our world and in the stranger dimensions of our minds, silently reminding us that the familiar can turn terrifying in the blink of an eye. If you want to dive deeper into the world of architectural anomalies and places that just shouldn't be, the next video explores the abandoned cities that time forgot and the strange phenomena reported by their last isolated inhabitants.